Welcome Back to Moto World. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of a car that made history for being both revolutionary and controversial, the Tata Nano. It was once called the world's cheapest car, but behind that title lies a tale of innovation, ambition, and a few hard lessons. Whether you love it or laugh at it, the Nano is one car that deserves a second look. The Tata Nano was introduced by Tata Motors in 2008 with a bold promise to offer a safe, affordable, and fuel-efficient car to millions of Indians who were riding motorcycles with their families. Ratan Tata, the visionary behind the Nano, was reportedly inspired after seeing a family of four squeezed onto a two-wheeler during the monsoon. His mission was clear: build a car that's safer than a bike, more affordable than a small hatchback, and accessible to the masses. And thus, the Nano was born. At launch, its price was shockingly low at just around 1 lakh rupees, or roughly $2,000 at the time. This pricing made headlines globally and turned the Nano into a symbol of India's automotive potential. The design was compact but efficient. It had a rear-engine layout, a small 0.6-liter two-cylinder petrol engine, and minimalistic features: no power steering, no air conditioning in the base model, and very simple interiors. But for many, it was still a dream come true, owning a brand new car instead of a second-hand one or a motorcycle. From the outside, the Nano looked quirky and friendly. It was just over 3 meters long, had a high roof line, and surprisingly good headroom inside. Despite its small size, it could comfortably seat 4 adults. The car was lightweight, and that helped improve fuel efficiency. It offered up to 23.6 km/L, making it one of the most fuel-efficient cars in India during its time. Parking it was a breeze, especially in crowded cities. For urban commuters, it seemed like the perfect solution. But the Nano's story didn't unfold as smoothly as expected. While the concept and pricing attracted massive attention, it also created a stigma. Many people began to see it not as an affordable innovation but as a cheap car. In a country where vehicles are also a symbol of status, that label hurt the Nano's image. Customers didn't want to be seen driving what was advertised as the cheapest car in the world. Adding to that, there were some initial hiccups. A few incidents of Nanos catching fire were reported, which created safety concerns, although Tata Motors took corrective steps and offered extended warranties. But the damage was already done. The perception had shifted. What started as a car of the people slowly became the car no one wanted to be seen in. Despite efforts to rebrand the Nano and offer higher variants with features like power windows, alloy wheels, and even automatic transmission in later versions, the initial image stuck. Tata even tried to position it as a stylish city car for the youth, but the earlier narrative had already taken root. Still, the Nano deserves credit where it's due. It was a marvel of cost engineering. Tata Motors managed to reduce production costs dramatically without compromising basic safety or build quality. The car met crash test standards, had a strong enough shell, and delivered more than just 4 wheels and a steering wheel. It was built with a clear purpose: to bring mobility to millions. And while it may not have sold in the numbers Tata hoped for, it did fulfill the dreams of many first-time car owners. In terms of performance, the Nano wasn't meant to be fast or sporty. Its top speed was about 65–70 km/h, and it wasn't designed for highways or long drives. But in the city, it was agile and did the job well. The ride quality was decent for its size, and the maintenance cost was low. In fact, it was one of the most economical cars to own and run in its segment. By 2018, Tata Motors finally pulled the plug on the Nano, with sales dropping to near zero. It wasn't a failure in engineering but a case of branding, market perception, and changing expectations. Yet even today, the Nano continues to have a cult following. Car enthusiasts admire it for what it represented: a bold step in automotive history. Interestingly, some Nanos have now become collector items, especially the rare Genx AMT version or the limited edition models. There's even talk of turning the Nano into an electric vehicle. In fact, a few startups have already started converting old Nanos into EVs for city usage. The compact body, lightweight structure, and basic mechanicals make it a perfect candidate for electric conversion. Who knows, the Nano might just have a second life in the EV era. In the end, the Tata Nano wasn't just a car, it was a vision to change the way people travel, to offer dignity through mobility, and to break the stereotype that low cost means low quality. It may not have become the revolution Tata hoped for, but it sparked conversations, challenged norms, and proved that innovation doesn't always need to come with a heavy price tag. So, the next time you see a Nano on the road, remember, it's not just a small car, it's a piece of automotive history. That's it for today's episode on Moto World. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop your thoughts in the comments. So what do you think of the Tata Nano? Was it ahead of its time, or just misunderstood? Until next time, ride safe, drive smart, and keep exploring with Moto World.